it's not just the fear, man. It's literally rules and regulations that they put in place. It's just like the fear is not the worst part. It's not even the worst fucking part, man. The worst part is, why did people fear? Why? Because they were fucking lied to about something that should not be lied about. You know, that's our fucking world leaders, our so-called fucking leaders in power. These are the people that are supposed to be in charge of our lives, right? Generally speaking, for society. They fucking lied. And they made people fear. Like, that's all they ever fucking do. And you're over here, oh, but people feared. Fuck that shit. Look at the people fucking doing it, man. Look at the nobody blame the people for falling for it. Yeah, sure. But that ain't the fucking problem, man. These people in power that we're supposed to believe are our leaders. We're supposed to believe that. That's what we're born into. We're supposed to believe it. And nobody ever fucking really fights back. Everybody's full of shit, man. It's like your shit too. Like, what are you talking about the fear, man? Do you understand what the fuck happened? Do you understand? Do you understand what these people have done? Did you not see that they not only lied about a fucking pandemic, but went straight into a war while saying that they cannot afford to help their own people? They cannot afford to help American citizens. But guess what? We magically have billions of dollars for war. Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit. Really. Every fucking time. Really. Every fucking time. Every single fucking time. So whatever, man. It depended where you lived. Like, the city was hardcore, mostly because everybody was mandating it everywhere you fucking went. Everybody mandated that shit. They mandated the stupid fucking masks where, like, you had to wear a mask to go inside of a restaurant, but you didn't have to wear it while you ate food. It's just stupid shit, man. Everything was fucking insane. Everything was. But like I said, it was kind of a perfect storm. It was kind of a perfect storm, the way everything would happen. The way everything happened was kind of a perfect storm. And that's why it's only going to get worse until people fucking realize and understand that whole thing was a fucking lie. You have to understand that. You have to. Otherwise, you're gonna keep believing and going along with all this crazy, stupid fucking shit that makes no damn sense at all, man. It just doesn't. Because they're not stopping. They're not stopping. COVID isn't over. All the laws are being fucking passed in relation to so-called fucking COVID. All that shit is happening. Everything is happening because of that shit. It is not over. They might not be, I don't know, whatever. It's far from over, man. It's far from, well, I mean, I don't know. I think, well, that's the thing, right? I think, so, because they've always done fear-mongering for the cold, right? And it makes sense when you're in the city because there's a lot of crowded people, you know, so everybody's getting sick. Like I've said this before, everybody's getting sick. You go to work sick, everybody's getting sick. You go to school sick, everybody's getting fucking sick. Everybody. There was no avoiding that. Once one person went sick, everybody got sick. We were used to that shit. You used to go to school and work. Everybody had the sniffles and coughs and all that, especially during the winter. Like, everybody was sick. Everybody had a fucking cold. When it was cold season, right? You know? So this shit just went too far. The lies were too much. Everything that happened at one time was too much. Like, it broke our fucking brains. Like, I know it broke mine, but mine was broken for many other reasons. Because I was actually trying the whole time to find how to find solutions, and all I found was history, basically. And what's behind all this fucking insanity that we live in. That's what I found. And I got a lesson on the lies. Like, I remember, I didn't get too deep into 9/11 stuff, but I remember thinking it was super odd. It didn't make any sense. It just didn't make any sense. They looked exactly like a controlled demolition. It looked exactly like it. And I remember people on the news were even talking about it too, which was funny because there were like construction workers on the news at the time. They weren't the main ones they showed you on MSM though, but they were the one. You know how like the news will show you like one thing, and then they'll show you something else like 100,000 times over. That one thing that was more important and stuff usually. But yeah, it was on the news, like when construction workers and people there on site were talking about how like that did not look like an explosion. I mean, like, look at the way it came down. It was guided. It was controlled. Like, yeah. Anyways, there's that. That's just nothing. That's all on the surface. That should be obvious to us, but we fall for fucking nonsense. I don't know. It's weird. I think it's because, what are we gonna do, right? I mean, what are we gonna fucking do? I know, but whatever. I still don't have a sidearm. That's funny. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh, that's right. I'm actually using that gun. I don't know how to switch to fucking alternate mode. Like, how do I switch to alternate mode? I guess, hold on. Yeah, I didn't get into, I never really looked at it much or anything. I just remember it being a big deal. And, when you start learning about the people, our politicians and stuff, you will come across all that because it is all related. It's all connected. All these people that are in government and around government, and the billionaires and the rich people and shit. It's all connected. They're all of it. Every fucking thing. It just chains to each other. The dots connect themselves. Like, it's like, okay, like, fuck, man. I mean, you can't ignore that once you see it. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It was fucking insane. Anyways, what was I gonna look up? Oh yeah, hold on.